What he's doing on this particular riff is a couple things. One, he's hitting individual notes where you're hearing individual notes while hitting all 6 strings. And so the way to do that is it's really a huge exercise in learning how to mute better. And it's a combination really of both hands. So what I would recommend you try just to start out of the gate is see if we can get just the 6-string to ring by itself. And the way I do that when I'm playing a riff like this is my first finger's laying flat across strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the 6th string is open. So if I hit all 6 strings, you only hear that 6th string open, right? You can see here. But I'm hitting all those other strings, and that's what gives us that really kind of neat percussive sound that's going on with the riff. The other thing he's doing on this particular riff is every upstroke, he's hitting the strings open really quickly and then lightly laying your finger across the string like that. And that right there is another exercise we want to work on, is just taking this one phrase of hitting the strings up and having your finger muted. Now the typical pitfall that most people fall into is when they push their finger down here, this first finger, they push. And you get noise in it, or notes fretted. We want to avoid that. We just want it to stop the string. Right? So if you look closely from the wide angle, you get this upstroke, and then stop the strings quietly. So that's the upstroke virtually every time on this riff. What he's doing with the left hand, back to that, we had that 6th string open, right? Where we had it just the 6th while hitting all 6 strings. Well, the next note being that 3rd fret on the 6th string. Well, now what I do is I leave my first finger still kind of flat across there, keeping those other strings quiet, so that again, if I hit all 6 strings, this is muting everything else out, and all you're going to hear is the 6th string. Right? If I don't do that, if I don't mute it, you get all those notes in there. So now you have this down. The next one is also a down. Okay. The next note after that is first finger, 2nd fret on the 5th string. And one of the tricks I do here, some people will roll their thumb around the back. That's cool. I tend to get the tip of my first finger butted up against that 6th string, as you can see there. And that way, if I hit that 6th string, it's already muted by way of that. I don't have to bring my thumb around. Now you can, but I don't, for whatever reason, I don't do it that way. So when I do this though, now I can hit all 6 strings again. My first finger is laying flat across everything else. The tip of my first finger is muting out the 6th string. Back of my first finger is muting out strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. And my first finger is fretting out that. So I should hear click, note, click, 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 click. Now if I hit all 6 strings, you only hear that note. Okay? Now I can again leave my first finger down as much as possible and add my 3rd finger now to the 4th fret on the 5th string. And again, the tip of my 3rd finger also will hit that 6th string. But sometimes if I'm using my 3rd or 4th fingers, another option is to take that 2nd finger that's just hovering and lightly just barely touch that 6th string also to really keep it quiet. So here if I hit all 6 strings, again, you're only hearing that note. Next note is the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Again, tip of the first finger is getting that 5th string muted out. Now here my thumb will come around because I got to get that note quiet, or I will also often rely on my right hand just simply not to hit the 6th string. And the 5th string's muted, the back of my first finger's keeping the rest of the strings muted. Okay, so we have back to the 3rd fret 6, and then back to the 2nd fret 5th. And then the last thing he's going to do is he's going to bar the 2nd fret on strings 4, 3, 2, 1, do a downstroke, and then lift up, and then mute. So now we're going to add those mutes that we talked about a moment ago. So we know the melody is that. Okay, so we put the two together. We have the single note, and then we come up, hit the strings open, and then lay your finger flat to stop it. Like that. So it's hard to do slow, but you get the idea here. Okay, so if I do the whole riff, I'll try to do it slow for you. It sounds and looks like this. Relax and try to play it more naturally.